Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, lead me from darkness to light.
Hello everyone, this is Tech Diva and welcome to the second episode of Tech Diva Diaries, Being a Global Indian. In this episode, I will talk about my pageantry journey, how I entered into pageantry and how it really shaped me. Because I have participated in both US pageants, international pageants, as well as Indian pageants, I thought, how about I make this episode where I can give you an idea about both types of pageants and how they differ from each other. Hope you enjoy this segment, and here we go. I will talk about pageantry because pageantry in many ways has helped me reconnect to some of my Indian sisters, and I would love to talk about that and how that has shaped me to who I am today. Pageantry is fascinating. It has fascinated many of us, especially women, especially little girls. So it has power. And when we really see an Indian win on the global stage, starting from Sushmita Sen, then Aishwarya Rai, and many others who followed. So these are all points in history which make us feel very happy about India. And definitely pageantry has power. Now, however, sometimes we miss the point of pageantry. For a woman who's leading everyday life, I am a mother, I am working, I have a family, I have social circle. To me, pageantry holds little value if it's only about modeling and entertainment industry. So pageantry can be a really powerful platform to make a change, but if it's only about how your face looks and whether you want to go into a modeling world, then for me, an average woman, that would be really less valuable. Here's a platform where you can really make a change, where you can influence girls and women and various other aspects. But if it's only targeted towards entertainment industry and modeling, it's a missed opportunity to make a change where it's really needed, to create a platform where you can influence those who really matter. So that's the reason why I came into pageantry. Initially, it started out as a self-discovery journey where I was going through postpartum. I had given birth to 2 kids and I had the usual body image issues. My mother was very encouraging about the thought because she was this woman, an everyday woman, like many other Indians and many other women in the world, who forgotten herself just thinking about family and thinking about everything that comes with being a woman. And here's this woman who's really saying that I did it the right way, according to quote unquote the traditional way, but I want you to do this because I feel that I couldn't do it, you should do it because this is what we need. So for me, that was the trigger to even start this journey, which was unthinkable. Being in front of the camera, being on stage, these are all the things that you do not want to do after a certain age and after having children. The last thing I wanted is somebody taking my picture as well as being on stage. So right off the bat, that challenge of overcoming this mental block, thinking about myself on the stage, that in itself, that process of over 1 year, it made me eat better, think about my fitness, how I look, what I wear, focus on myself. This is in itself a transformative practice. So for me, pageantry is very valuable. It's an amazing tool for self-improvement in an environment where you are surrounded by women who've also been in that space, who are also in that journey where they've overcome their body image issues, they've overcome whatever mental roadblock that they have experienced, and we are all together in this safe space. But of course, there are so many flaws like anything, and that's the reason why we can make it better by talking about it and seeing how we can make it better. Because I've been in pageantry both in the US, I've done pageantry in an international scenario as well, where I went to China. In the US, I did one pageant, but I've learned a lot about pageantry through my pageant coaches. And what I understood is pageantry, at least in the US, is very much around what your mission is, what's your platform. Because think about it, do you really think one woman is better looking than the other woman? I feel that each and every woman is extremely beautiful. It's just a matter of putting them in the right light and right clothes, and you'll find beauty everywhere. Now, having said that, if you think that in a room everybody is beautiful, somebody may be taller, somebody may be shorter, somebody may have a different body type, every person, every woman who shows up there is a winner because they showed up to invest in their self-improvement, choosing themselves from all the other competing priorities, and yet maintaining that balance because they do have to go back to their families and they are managing so many competing priorities and choosing to be there. So that in itself is a testament that they have a mental setup which is different from many other women. Now, having said that, in a room full of women, how do you really make a choice? This is something before I entered into pageantry and I was thinking about it. For me, that was one of the problems I felt that I couldn't solve in my head, because I did not understand how a woman who has 4 children and a woman who has no children and just got married in 6 months, how could you really fairly compare them together? So I never understood it. Now, as I was looking at international pageantry, what I understood is that what they are doing is they are creating a platform. Pageantry fails not because there is nothing valuable in it. Pageantry fails when there is no purpose, there is no mission, when you're really comparing the women against each other. You're really not comparing the women against each other on physical attributes. You are comparing the women who has a platform, who's trying to make a change in the world, and how impactful can that change be if she gets that platform and the stage and the voice. If you amplify that voice, how impactful that will be for many others. I think if we consistently look at that aspect of pageantry, it can really go a long way. And many times, most pageants fall short of that. It's all about business. You just want to have as many people signed up and you just want to choose any winner and just go ahead and go on to your next batch. For me, I think my first pageant was like that, and I think it was great because for me, I chose that because it was not very well known, and it was more like, okay, I want to be in that environment where I want to still invest in my self-improvement, but I don't know what the end goal is because I don't know what I will end up looking like, right, after I really focus on myself. But through those journeys, I really understood the power of pageantry. I understood what it can do to me personally, as well as if done well, if I can really articulate it well, I can really develop my platform well, how I can impact society in general, and not just a impact for India, but also a global impact. Is my message and my platform applicable to anyone in the world? So for me, the focus has been post that, especially for the current pageant that I'm participating in, is that platform. I know I need to get better at, of course, walking on stage, because at the end of the day, there is visual representation. And I now, after understanding the value, how much of our communication happens through visual presentation, I value and I look forward to those preparations way more than I was when I just entered pageantry. I did not believe that I needed to do makeup in order to really feel valuable or in order to feel beautiful. But doing makeup is not just for me, it is for communicating my credibility to an audience who does not know me. So when I speak about my platform, which is very valuable to me, it gets translated without a lot of noise. So that is what I am still working on, still getting better at. Only thing that I am very, very confident is my platform around information is power. Think about it. What differentiates somebody who's rich versus somebody who's not rich? Well, it is information, it's networking, it is a lot of things that information can really differentiate. To me, I am on a mission to use my platform to advocate for early AI literacy, because to me, AI is the biggest leveler of information. I participated in one of the Indian pageants, and in many ways, they were probably looking at international standards for representing somebody from India. I understand why pageants in India try to look for women who match the international standards, but I never agreed with it, because I think in many ways you are just sending more of the same. What would really make me proud if an Indian pageant sends a woman who is conforming to a regular average Indian woman statistics, close to about 5'3", that height range, and also the body statistics that are normal for an Indian woman, especially in Mrs. Pageantry. After you've given birth to 2 kids, it's normal for you to be a bit more busty than usual. And instead of trying to conform to an international standard which is foreign to us, for me, that's where pageantry defeats its own purpose. In many ways, Miss Pageantry, probably it makes sense, but for Mrs. Pageantry, which is more about platform and purpose, if we are sending more of the same, I think it defeats the purpose of pageantry. Honestly, one comment that really stands out to me when one of the stylists in one of the pageants, I was trying out gowns, which first of all, in Indian pageants, you never choose your finale gown. You have to choose from the gowns that they have available, and you try to quote unquote fit into it, which in itself I never agree with, because I think the finale gown should be the best gown that you have, and it should be your opportunity to project yourself in your truly authentic manner. The color that looks good on you, the fit that looks good on you, you present yourself on stage on finale night in the manner that you want to represent yourself. So that's a key differentiation between US pageants, international pageants, and Indian pageants, where all they are really doing is they have their own stylist. You have to pretty much to choose the gowns that they have. And for this particular pageant, all their pageant gowns were pretty much not for women who are a regular average Indian woman who's 36-inch band size, right? For me, I probably tried like 20 gowns. I was exhausted. I didn't fit into any. There was one that I did. And a comment that came to me was, oh, so you are basically extra large or something, like as if I'm not ordinary. I think that in itself defeated the purpose of that pageant to me. I no longer wanted to even be associated with that pageant. But then again, I'm not a quitter. I just go all the way, end what I need to do. I'm here to do my work and get out. So I think some things, obviously pageantry is powerful, but let's not make the Indian pageantry more of the same. Let's make it custom to what it means for an Indian woman. And that's where we can find success, because it is needed and it is absolutely important to safeguard against all of these issues and making women feel like somehow they are not normal because they are an average Indian woman. I think we are in many ways pushing the colonial mindset of fitting into a foreign beauty standards. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And if you want to really understand who a Indian woman's statistics are, go to any temple. I would say you can be pretty sure about what our Indian woman's statistics and body measurement would have looked like. I will be proud the day when India is able to send a candidate who looks like an Indian woman from a statistics perspective and goes abroad, wins a pageant on the basis of the platform, on the basis of what she has to say to the world. With that, thank you again. Until next time. As we reflect on this journey through the world of pageantry, we are reminded of its extraordinary potential as a catalyst for positive change. These competitions are evolving beyond traditional beauty standards to become powerful platforms where diverse voices can create meaningful change. Each woman who steps onto the stage brings her unique story, her authentic self, and her vision for making the world better. The future of pageantry lies in celebrating this diversity, not just in physical appearance, but in experiences, perspectives, and missions. Whether it's advocating for AI literacy, championing cultural authenticity, or addressing global challenges, these platforms give women the opportunity to amplify their voice and inspire others. To every woman considering this journey, your story matters, your platform matters, and most importantly, your authentic self matters. The world needs more voices that challenge conventions, break barriers, and show that beauty comes in all forms. When we embrace our unique qualities and use them to drive positive change, we don't just transform ourselves, we help transform the world. Thank you.